Does it make you angry to see him doing that?
Well, really, the whole culture. I mean, I'm disappointed in the whole culture. Really, not really him, because I don't think that he understands what he's doing. To him, I believe that he's making a living, and he's almost like I was when I sold drugs. So he don't understand the...
But you were actually doing it and taking the risk. He's out there selling this culture and this idea where young kids are going to go out and get their lives ruined or killed. In my book, that's a lot worse than what you did.
It possibly...
At least you had your butt hanging out there.
Yeah, and they're getting it to maybe even more people than I did. I mean, you know...
Well, notice, though, even though these guys are fake gangsters, they're always getting shot up and killed because real gangsters come after them, or other people that think they're gangsters come after them. It's totally sick.
It is. But then, you know, you go to our schools, and guess who you hear on the radio? Playing on in a high school gym on the turntables. Guess who you hear on there? Jay-Z.
Well, I'm glad you're speaking to high schools and colleges. We need to get you to just thousands of them. We need to shut this down.
Well, you know, and you say that it's harder for me to get in with my message than it is for them. They'll pay these guys $100,000 to come there and tell the kids how much drugs they sold and how glorious it is to sell drugs, and they don't even want me on campus.
Because you're going to tell them, it's the government, it'll ruin your life, don't touch it. And by the way,
you're going to go to prison forever if you don't.
And it's that message that'll keep kids off drugs. Not the one of, oh, it's sexy and fun. You want to get involved in this. This is how you really start rolling and getting all the chicks and everything. No, you're not going to get any of that. You're going to end up getting TB in a prison cell.
Exactly. And get your lights cut off at 7 o'clock at night. Told when to get up in the morning, when to go to bed, and how to live your life.
It makes me sick.
And they're going to give you a job. Or you can't get a job on the street? Oh, well, they got a job for you in prison. It's called Unicor. And you're going to make money, prison money, 25 cents an hour. And the job that you're going to be doing, skillful job. Because people on the street, well, they get $35 an hour to do that same job. But we're only going to give you 25 cents. But that's all you need. Because we're going to feed you, house you, we wash your clothes for you. You have nothing to worry about in here.
And then the good old boys sit around going, I hear they got hot tubs and cable in them prisons. I say make them work. And then they wonder why their son or daughter can't get a job in a factory because the factories are all built on the side of the prisons.
Absolutely.
For 25 cents an hour.
Yep. And then they charge you as much as 50 cents a minute for a phone call.
So you got to work 2 hours to talk to your wife or your girlfriend or your son or daughter for 2 minutes.
Yep. Absolutely. And then, you know, visits, they only let you visit twice a week.
It is such an evil plan.
And then you may be like I was, you know, where your family is in L.A. and they got you in Texarkana, Texas. So you may only see your family once a year, if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
You look like you're about to cry thinking about all those kids getting sucked in by those spiders run by Universal and all the rest of them. I mean, they're setting up webs to catch kids and put them in that prison.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When, you know, they got what they call now, I just spoke at a conference in San Francisco. They call it from Head Start to the prison pipeline. So they say they can tell right now. They got people that say they can tell right now a kid that's in kindergarten if he's going to prison.
Well, I read a report, it was in mainstream news in New Mexico about 2 years ago, that the biggest prison corporation in the world was financing security at the school and was there admitting they're preparing those kids to go to prison. That the whole thing is just an induction pipeline right into the prison.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe it. I mean, how would people stand around and go for something like this here? I can't do it.
Well, there are people like Professor Griffin and others that are exposing what's happening in hip-hop.
Yeah, yeah. I spoke to Professor Griffin. We're planning on doing some things together.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. Army veteran, really smart guy, trying to expose what's happening.
Well, you know, the record labels are not going to touch those guys, though.
Even though they're the real pioneers of hip-hop.
Absolutely, but he can't get a record on the radio. Totally underground. It's going to be up to us, you know, the people in the streets, like, you know, what you're doing right now. I mean, mainstream won't touch me. They won't give me an interview. They won't talk to me. A drug dealer in my studio? Never.
Instead, you're the real Rick Ross saying don't use drugs. And they got the other Rick Ross running around making kids think it's sexy, and they want him in the schools. That's because the spiders want to get those kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Stay there. I want to come back, get into anything else you want to cover, and take phone calls, and I'll tell you my story about the inside.
If you have candida overgrowth, just taking antifungal agents or starving yourself of sweets does not address the cause. Candida overgrowth is the result of a toxic, damaged, acidic, low oxygen, and inflamed tissue environment. The goal should be to remove the toxins, heal damaged tissues, restore healthy pH, eliminate inflammation, and feed beneficial bacteria. Previous usage of antibiotics or steroids or exposure to mercury or other toxins can damage many cells in the GI tract and body that make you prone to candida overgrowth. Removing toxins and healing tissues should be the goal. One World Whey is a whey protein food that supports detoxification, repair of tissues, and elimination of inflammation, healthy pH, and growth of beneficial bacteria. One World Whey is duly reformulated to be higher in protein and lower in carbohydrate. We believe One World Whey is an excellent food to support your efforts to create a healthy internal body environment. Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
Americans, you are being lied to. Does your skin crawl when a politician or a stock market guru say that we are in the midst of an economic recovery? According to top insiders, the largest financial meltdown in history is coming. You can prepare, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck, how do you find the cash? If you're fortunate enough to have retirement savings, it's probably not enough. And if it's in the market, it could be wiped out just like the last crash. But this time it will almost certainly be much worse. Precious metals are a great hedge, but they won't generate immediate cash flow to pay the bills. Learn the secret to creating cash flow and freedom. Get a free copy of my special report at babyboomerbackupplan.com or call 800-704-4117. That's 800-704-4117. Or visit babyboomerbackupplan.com. Traditional retirement may not be in the cards, but re-inspirement can change everything. babyboomerbackupplan.com.
For months, the InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver has been completely sold out. Now, we have finally procured a limited supply from one of the leading manufacturers of nutraceuticals in the nation. But here's what's truly exciting. While we could simply sell the Survival Silver for its already discounted shelf price, we have decided to give back to you, the listeners, who make it all possible with a pre-Black Friday mega sale. We are launching this mega special with an unprecedented 20% off and free shipping on all Silver Bullet across the board while supplies last, and to help everyone stock up before the next shortage. When you buy 4 bottles of Silver Bullet, you will receive the 5th one absolutely free. That's on top of the 20% off savings and free shipping. Finally, if supplies hold, we will extend this special out to Cyber Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, we've never done anything like this before. Find this mother of all specials and others I've not yet announced yet at InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsStore.com.
Adam Miller here with Midas Resources. Today is October 29th, 2014. Gold opened at $1223.40. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $1268.34, $634.17 for a half ounce, or $317.09 for a quarter ounce. That's $1268.34, $634.17, and $317.09.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? Wait a sec. Gold and silver is going up while Congress is trying to settle on the next debt increase, and there's no end to this madness. That old 401k and IRA can be converted into physical gold without tax consequences. I explained this in my book, 10 Reasons to Buy Gold. Don't let time slip away. Call for your free copy today, 800-686-2237. Get away from that Washington spin and get honest answers about gold. 800-686-2237. The book is free, 800-686-2237.
We want your soul. We want your soul. We want your soul.
Defending the Republic from enemies, foreign and domestic. It's Alex Jones.
Your habits,
Your Twitter questions, your phone calls when we start the next segment. Rick had more he wanted to say about, quote, dumbing down. He was describing it like, well, I guess training wheels on the kids right into prison. Get more into that, Rick Ross. We're talking about hip-hop and how they program the kids on how they're supposed to act.
Well, you know, like myself, Alex, they made me believe that I was dumb, that I couldn't read. And And, you know, people ask me all the time, who was it? Was it my mom who didn't teach me how to read? Was it the school? Well, I don't really know. But what I do know is that I had come up with a mentality about myself that I was dumb, that I was stupid, that all I should be was a thug. And that thugging was cool. And when I looked around from my prison cell and I started to look at all my friends, that they all thought the same way. And it was this programming that put us in this position that dealing drugs and gangbanging was easy for us to accept. And I believe that hip-hop is doing that right now, but on a more massive scale. The kids now, they wear their pants like we used to. They talk the things that we used to.
They're ready for prison.
Absolutely.
They're ready to be punked.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's at an all-time high right now.
It must be a joke to the CIA mind controllers to have the young guys already wearing their pants saying, hey, I'm ready to be raped. I mean, they must be really proud of the masterful job they've done. And now they're deploying that hip-hop culture into everything. It's taking over.
Oh, absolutely. Endorsements, I mean, big companies, you know, companies that wouldn't touch that type of lifestyle before, you know, is all over.
They don't want to have kids wearing sports jackets and doing well and you've got a future and you're no, you're crap. And now the rock and roll music's, oh, we're all dead, we have no future, humans are crud. They need us to feel bad about ourselves and that we're hurting the earth, so we roll over and basically become slaves.
Absolutely.
Other points you wanted to make before we go to break.
And that's the point that I believe right now that our kids are in, and that's why I'm out here on the streets working to let them know that you know, I couldn't read, but I eventually started doing law. You know, I found the issue that eventually helped me get out of prison. So, you know, I wrote a book now. And
you're here warning people about drugs right now.
Absolutely.
And that's what matters is you've changed. You understand what you did wrong. And that's more valuable than somebody that never even went through the trials and tribulations. You're a veteran.
Right.
A veteran of this tyranny. And you're here seeing through the matrix now. That's a beautiful thing. It's like Christ is on the cross and he's there next to the thief and everything. And the thief apologizes, accepts it. His heart's right. And Christ says, tonight you'll be with me in paradise. But the soldiers and everybody, they just went along with it.
Yeah.
They think they're winners in this world, and they're not.
Absolutely.
Well, we've got to warn the young people to never use drugs the first time. I mean, marijuana is a gateway, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't decriminalize it just so they can't throw you in jail. But the whole drug culture is ruining people. And the prescription drugs are pushing on kids in the schools are worse than the illegal drugs. And just stay away from them and realize you're not empty if you get bad grades. And then, so you got to go to the dark side. You're not empty just because you don't have a bunch of money. You can paint. You can do music. You can go out and help people. That's what's going to empower you is going out and standing up to bullies, not just feeling bad because you don't live like people on television.
Yeah. We all can't be on television. It's crazy that they tell us that, you know, if you don't have a pair of Air Jordans, that you're not special.
Well, I mean, I was happier before I had all this responsibility and was, quote, on radio and TV and barely had money to buy 3 pairs of shoes a year, even though that was rich compared to poor people. I mean, I was totally happy. I was thinking back to the years when I was, you know, out of high school and stuff, and my parents were giving me no help because I didn't ask for it, really, and I was so poor. It was the happiest time of my life without all these responsibilities and the rest of it. And I'm not saying people shouldn't become successful. It's just that what matters is that you're a good person. That's the real value.
It is. And that you care about others. Because when you don't care about other people, then I believe that you're the worst. And a lot of people that's in power right now, they don't care about anything but your dollars. You know?
In fact, they enjoy hurting people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a diabolical plan to ship heroin in to get millions of Americans addicted from the 50s on, and then to bring in cocaine, weaponize it as crack, which is a CIA recipe that was declassified, and to deploy it right into black neighborhoods. I mean, that's a nasty thing to do.
It is, absolutely. To a people that doesn't have, that's hopeless.
And then to sell them thug culture, because let me tell you, you know, I'm downtown Austin, and there's, you know, basically I call them black Klan members, whatever, just black thug culture. There's white thug culture as well, but they've been sold it's okay to hate white people. I mean, it's, you know, it's, but I see the plan, though. I see the whole programming to make them like that and to make them hate me, and then I realize how it's all to divide everybody so the system can manage us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's diabolical.
Absolutely.
That is sick. That is mind control. So we've got to transcend it, ladies and gentlemen.